What's up guys, Sam here, and today I'm going to be sharing new 2025 LEGO Lord of the Rings leaks from smaller sets to big sets like Minas Tirith, and discussing the future of this iconic LEGO theme. But very quickly, if you love LEGO Lord of the Rings content, make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all things Middle-earth. And if you are subscribed, then if you just comment down on this video, you will be entered into a free sealed Fell Beast gift with purchase giveaway from the recent Barad Dur set. I will be announcing the winner on the 30th of July, so make sure to enter down in those comments. So before we get into battle packs, dioramas, and what's to come for LEGO Lord of the Rings, let's start with the holy grail of us fans, 2025 and Minas Tirith. Back in 2023, I predicted that we would see a UCS Minas Tirith in the near future. And so when LEGO dropped Barad Dur less than 3 weeks ago, I knew this was not going to be the end for the LEGO Lord of the Rings theme, and after officially hearing some new information that Minas Tirith will be the next big LEGO Lord of the Rings icon set, things are looking very exciting. When it comes to big locations in Middle-earth, and specifically the Peter Jackson movies, Minas Tirith is the most iconic location by far that LEGO has not yet made into a set. Before Rivendell and Barad Dur, we had the original Battle for Helm's Deep back in 2012, which was one of my favourite sets by far, and we also had the Tower of Orthanc, which was another really accurate and detailed build. But there are a few other locations that we've never had in LEGO form that are overdue. Edoras and the seat of King Theoden, the central stronghold of the Kingdom of Rohan, would be pretty cool to see. And also, I personally love Elven builds, so I'd love to see the Lothlorien and the Golden Wood of Galadriel and Celeborn. But personally, I just don't believe there is enough drive behind locations like Edoras or Lothlorien for LEGO to actually make them into a full-on retail set. And so with this exciting news, we can already start to consider what we can expect from a large-scale LEGO Icons Minas Tirith. It is the final stronghold for the Kingdom of Men, and in short would be a very difficult location to adapt into a LEGO set. For LEGO to really do it justice, it would have to be a 6,000 plus piece set with a modular build, which means we're looking at around $500 to $600, the biggest LEGO Lord of the Rings set ever made. There have been some incredible mocks designed, which give us a really good idea of what LEGO would be able to achieve with their own designs, and there's really only two ways that they could approach Minas Tirith. It's either a set based off the Battle of the Pelennor Fields in Return of the King, or it will be capturing King Aragorn's coronation right at the end of the story. As for the minifigures, I would expect around 20 minifigures. My dream lineup would of course include more like 100 minifigures, but I'm going to be realistic here and stick to a typical LEGO minifigure lineup. And I had a pretty difficult time trying to make sure that all of the main heroes and villains were included and all the armies were represented. So starting things off, I'd want to see 2 to 4 Gondor soldiers and 1 or 2 guards at the Citadel with the winged helmets. We definitely need to see Denethor and Faramir as 2 long overdue fan favourites, and also of course Gandalf the White, then Pippin, King Theoden, Éowyn and Merry, along with Aragorn, Legolas and Gimli, and the King of the Dead. And for the villains, we would need to see the Witch King for the epic showdown, along with around 4 orcs and 2 Haradrim warriors. So that's already a total of 21 minifigures, but unless LEGO decides to break their own rules with this set, I think we may just see our heroes and have it based off that coronation scene. If you are enjoying this video, please do consider subscribing, but the only issue with this Minas Tirith is the fact that you can't build any armies with the minifigures, just like with Barad Dur. And if you're anything like me, while it does sound amazing more than anything else, we need smaller sets to return for LEGO Lord of the Rings. $400 to $600 giant display sets are really not enough, and as much as I love Barad Dur and Rivendell, smaller sets would really show that LEGO means business with Lord of the Rings. And some recent rumours are suggesting that we will be getting smaller sets for both new movies and for classic revival sets in 2025 and 2026. So stick with me for those revival sets and the future of LEGO Lord of the Rings. Because any riders of Rohan out there will know all about this already, but some of the original production team behind the Peter Jackson movies are returning with a new movie release, The War of the Rohirrim, in December of 2024. And this is not going to be a Rings of Power with faithless butchering of the source material. From the recent images and footage, is going to be the epic story of Helm Hammerhand, the legendary King of Rohan, who Helm's Deep is actually named after. Now, because this is an animated movie, LEGO may skip over it and not release anything at all, but I have actually been hearing otherwise, and with familiar locations like Rohan and Helm's Deep set to feature, along with a second plot focusing on the Kingdom of Gondor, this has a lot of potential for a very specific type of set that is long overdue. I first designed and mentioned these over a year ago, but LEGO has long needed some kind of fantasy battle pack range, with Star Wars battle packs and particularly Clone Trooper battle packs being some of their most popular smaller sets, and army building becoming a very popular part of collecting LEGO. And all of this makes War of the Rohirrim the perfect opportunity to release either or both a Gondor and Rohan battle pack. And what makes this even more likely is that LEGO has actually done this before. Back in 2012 with set 9471, the Uruk-hai army, and with such a huge revival in the Lord of the Rings community going on right now, the time is very much right for LEGO Lord of the Rings battle packs. And a couple months back, I shared that a source had informed me we would be seeing more LEGO Lord of the Rings sets in 2025, and not just big LEGO icon sets. And so we also have the possible War of the Rohirrim sets, but this source actually believes that LEGO is planning to release 2 or 3 classic smaller sets based on the Peter Jackson trilogy. And this will be an initial taster wave to see if LEGO Lord of the Rings can begin to compete with some of LEGO's top tier themes like LEGO Star Wars and LEGO Harry Potter. We don't know any details about these just yet, but as a lifelong fan of Tolkien and the Peter Jackson movies, there are a few sets that we have needed for a long time. Battle packs are one of them, but another clean concept would be diorama sets, which I actually mentioned a year ago, where I showcased Jonas Kram's 2 mini dioramas of Amon Hen and the Death of Boromir. Now I think if you combine these two together in the style of the Endor Speeder Chase, with one raised section for the stone building and a lower section for the Death of Boromir, this would be a near perfect LEGO Lord of the Rings diorama. I would also love to see a diorama capturing Frodo and Sam at the cracks of Mount Doom, and there is already an almost perfect mock version of this set. Some other sets that would really suit a diorama would be the Watcher in the Water at the Doors of Durin, along with some of those trickier sets like King Theoden's throne room at Edoras or Lothlorien that I mentioned earlier, but also a diorama would be the perfect way to update Bag End or even give us more of the Shire. And with that said, dioramas are not everything. It would be great to see some actual playsets with this revival, and so I picked a couple here that LEGO could genuinely produce fairly easily. First up would be the Bridge of Khazad-dûm, which would solve the Balrog problem by featuring a buildable Balrog and also include play features so you can set up Gandalf the Grey's final duel. And now that we have a Sauron minifigure, I think it's time we see some Second Age legacy sets like the Breaking of Andúril, with minifigures like Elendil and Isildur included. On a more peaceful note, a small Greyhaven set featuring a small elven swan ship and minifigures like Círdan the Shipwright and Old Bilbo would also be very cool. So with multiple new movies being produced, including The Hunt for Gollum, which is being directed by Andy Serkis himself and is set to release sometime in 2026, and the success of recent sets like Rivendell, Barad Dur, and even the Brickheadz packs, which we should see more Fellowship members of in 2025, LEGO Lord of the Rings is set to continue, and its fate is really in the hands of all of us, the fans. Now let me know what LEGO Lord of the Rings sets you want to see in the future down in those comments, and don't forget to subscribe for all things LEGO Lord of the Rings, but keep it secret and keep it safe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.